welcome back to Be Inspired by Mary Jane. I am yours truly, Mary Jane, your encouragement specialist. Let's adjust this a little bit here. All right, let's go ahead and jump right in and get started with today's video. On today's video, I am pretty much just discussing things about you that you want to do that you are afraid to do because you may not have everybody, or have support of people. You may not have anybody in your corner backing you up. So it has you to the point where you're a little bit discouraged, don't know if you should just continue, if you should just let this go, just forget about it. So all right, I'm here to help you be encouraged to get started, to push past. Whether you have some people helping you, whether you don't have people helping you, guess what? That's okay, all right? So we're going to get it rolling. Sometimes when you are doing stuff that God has called for you to do, you may not have but one person in your corner. That one person may be yourself. And sometimes you might even not be there for yourself. You may not be showing up for you. You may have forgotten about you and expecting everybody else to be on board with this vision that God has given you because it sounds good and it sounds great and you excited about it, and you feel everybody else should be excited. Like, why not? Why are y'all not excited about what God's telling me to do? You'll run into the situations where a lot of people won't be excited about the things that God has told for you to do. A lot of people won't even see what it is you're saying that God is telling for you to do. But guess what? That's okay. Because if God has given you the vision and told you about the vision, we're not going to edit that either. And told you about the vision, and guess what? Make sure you see it. If you see it, it doesn't matter who else doesn't see it. Doesn't matter if your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your boo, your children's father, your baby daddy, your baby mama, whoever doesn't see it, as long as you see it. As long as you believe in it, as long as you trust in what God is telling you, as long as you showing up, doesn't matter who else doesn't show up. As long as you show up. You may have to have a party of one. You may have to have a dinner for one. You may have to go and get a ticket for the movies for one. You may have to go and sign up and be the only one that signed up. But guess what? You just got to make sure you showing up for you. You got to make sure you putting in the work for you. You got to make sure you believe what they don't believe, but you believe it because God gave it to you. Okay? He gave it to you. He didn't give it to them. So really, it doesn't matter if they believe it. God didn't give it to them. So maybe they don't see it because it's not for them to see. Maybe it's not for them to get. So as long as you getting what God given you, then no matter what they believe and what they think and if they get it. Some people don't believe until they see it. Some people don't get it until it manifests. It's just like a seed that's been planted. If a seed is planted and you like, yeah, I put a seed there, like, oh, okay, sure. Some people don't believe it until it actually sprouts up. And then they're like, oh, she did, plant a seed right there. So some things are not seen until they manifest and are shown. Some people don't walk by faith. They walk by sight. They walk by what they see. But see, you got to make sure you're walking by faith. With the vision God gave to you, you got to have a vision of faith. You got to have a vision of faith to see it and believe it for yourself and believe that it's going to manifest and believe that you can do it because God called you to it. If he called you to it, then trust me, you can do it. He knows what you can and cannot do. He created you. He placed that on the inside of you. He knew you before he formed you in your mother's womb. So if he knew that, he know this. He know that you can't do this. You may not be able to do that. So he ain't going to give you nothing that he know you're not capable of because he is your creator. That's like someone who manufactures a computer, manufactured this iPad. They're not going to say this iPad can do something that it can't do. This iPad can fly across and go over there and grab your car keys and go warm your car. They're not going to tell you that it can do that or set that expectation of that this iPad can do that when they know it can't. They know everything that this iPad is capable of. So just like your creator who created you, created me, God knows everything you're capable of doing. So since he knows everything you're capable of doing, he already know you can do that. You got this. But you got to believe that you got this. You got to believe that you can do this. Nobody else really, doesn't matter if they believe it. Other people can believe for you all day. Girl, you can do it. Girl, you got this. I believe in you. I know you can do this. Everybody can believe that. But if you don't believe it, It doesn't matter. It won't happen. You have to make sure that you can believe, not you can believe, make sure you believe what God is telling you to do. And make sure that you know and trust in what it is that God has called for you to do and is telling you to do. And it doesn't matter who else follow through and believe it or not. It's all up to you. You may not have everybody cheering you on. You may not have everybody rooting for you. You may not have everybody who's saying, yeah, I see that. But guess what? You got to be okay with everybody not seeing what you see. You got to be okay with that. Everybody don't have the same vision as you. Everybody's not a visionary. So you got to make sure you can visualize and you can really see and begin to speak out of your mouth what it is God is telling you to do, and that you believe in it, that you are following through with what God is telling you to come through with. Okay? If God is giving you something, he waiting on you to come through with it. He waiting on you to show up with it. He waiting on you to come through. Some people don't believe that you coming until you come through. And I mean come through, show up. Some people don't believe you going to come to the party until you show up. Some people may not be out here believing you going to be a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, a billionaire, a trillionaire until you show up. Until you come through. Some people may not believe you're going to buy you a house and you're going to have you a whole bunch of rental properties. You're going to have your own car lot. You're going to own your own jet or whatever until you come through. You got to come through. Sometimes people don't believe stuff until you come through. You got to come through them. You got to pull up on them. Be like, I'm here. They don't have to believe it. Let them see it. Let them see it. Let them see where your faith got you. While they were looking for it and saying they didn't see it, you were faithing for it. You were faithing your way through. You faith your way through getting your credit straight. You faith your way through waiting on God for your spouse. You faith your way through getting past that bad divorce. You faith your way through those abortions and other things like that and trusting in God to forgive you. You ask for forgiveness of those things and you believe and trust and know that God has forgiven you. And so now, baby, you faithing your way past that. You faithing your way past where you came from and the things you went through, and you believing and trusting God to get to where he's called for you to be. You came through. You came through it and you got through it, and you here you go. You pulled up on them. Okay? You went through it, you came through it, now here you go, you pulled up on them. Tell them I pulled up on you. I pulled up on you. And you pulled up on them because you had the faith and trust in God and believe in what he placed in you, and know that if God placed it in here, baby, I can get to it. If it's in there, you can get to it. That's the easiest thing it should be for us to get to. It's what God placed in us to do. But sometimes that's the hardest because we don't even believe it. We ain't showing up for us. We ain't coming through. You got to come through for you. Don't forget about you. When you showing up, coming through, pulling up for everybody else, showing up, pulling up, coming through for everybody else, you got to show up, pull up, come through for you. Don't forget about you. While you pulling up on them, don't forget to pull up on you. Say, man, I just pulled up on them, sent them some encouragement. I just cheered them on. I just prayed for them that they get this. I prayed that they this here. I prayed that they overcome through this. I prayed for them a spouse. I prayed that they get the house they want. I prayed for their bank account to be increased. I prayed for healing in their body. I prayed for their family. Are you doing that for you? Are you manifesting for you? Are you remembering you? Are you pulling up for you? You got to pull up. You got to come through. You got to show up for you. Don't forget about you. Are you forgetting about you? Are you out here doing all this and everything for everybody else, but you ain't coming through for you? You expecting everybody else to do that for you, what you doing for them. Everybody else ain't made like you. Everybody else ain't made like me. Everybody else ain't out here serving encouragement. Everybody else don't have the gift of encouragement. Everybody else don't have the gift that God has given you. I'm going to pull up on you real quick. Everybody ain't you. You can't expect everybody to be like you, because if you expecting you from somebody else, you may be disappointed that you ain't getting what you giving. So make sure you giving you as much as you giving them. Make sure you showing up for you. Make sure you're not forgetting about you. Make sure that you're not leaving you out. Make sure that you are not forgetting about you. Make sure that you're coming through for you. Make sure you pulling up for you. Make sure you haven't forgot about you. Okay? Don't forget about you through the process of everything. Don't forget about you. While you encouraging your spouse, while you encouraging your mother, your sister, your brother, your children, while you out here posting on social media, while you out here saying you can do it, I'm manifesting, I'm believing God for you on the day, I'm believing God that he gonna turn it around for you, I'm believing God that you gonna do that. Man, don't forget to include you in what you believe in God gonna do. Don't forget about you, because if you have the power and the authority and you can speak life out of your mouth for somebody else, then what makes you think you can't speak those same words of life out of your mouth and manifest things for you? You're going to have to do it, because you can't expect everybody else to come through for you. You may have came through for everybody else for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, but now that you're looking for somebody to come through for you, you looking to the left and looking to the right, looking behind you, and in front of you, ain't nobody showing up but you. Ain't nobody showing up and coming through for you but you. But guess what? That's okay, because you should be the first person to show up for you. And if you show up and you begin to believe and you begin to faith your way through and you begin to start working towards it, pulling up for you, coming through for you, then other people going to be like, whoa, I ain't even see that. I ain't even see that. Some people got to see it to believe it. And when they see it, they start believing, and they start coming through for you. They start showing up for you, asking you, hey, can you come show up for me? Can you help me? People start believing it. When Jesus was talking and Jesus was saying who he was, people didn't believe it. When he started manifesting it, when he started showing them, like, oh, hold up. So some people got to see it. Some people you got to manifest it. It's not to prove a point, but I'm saying as you begin to do what God is telling for you to do, they'll begin to see it, and then they'll start to believe it. And then if they don't get it then and they don't believe it still, then hey, oh well. And even if they don't believe it while you haven't manifested yet, while it's in the manifestation process in the spirit realm, because before it can hit the earthly realm, it got to happen in the spiritual realm. So you got to get up on the inside. If you ain't seeing it on the outside, check the inside, baby. If it ain't coming out, you got to see what's going in. Am I putting it in? Am I putting the faith in me? Or am I putting in negative things? Am I putting faith words on the inside of me? Am I speaking life on the inside of me? Or am I speaking death? So if you want to see something that God has told you you're going to have and you're going to see, then you got to say, am I speaking what I'm believing and putting it on the inside of me so it can come out of the inside of me? Okay? What's in there going to come out? So if you're lazy, you're sorry. You ain't. that sounds so hard. You're lazy, you're sorry. You know, ain't no good. No, okay. So if you're not believing it and you sitting back, I'm just waiting on them. I'm gonna wait on the Lord. I'm a hallelujah. I'm gonna wait on God to do it. He gonna do it. He gonna do it. But you sitting there all day, sitting in that same spot. He gonna do it. Yes, he is. Yeah, he is. He gonna do it. And you sitting there talking about what God gonna do. God sitting there like, when you gonna do something? When you gonna do something so I can do it? If you ain't doing that, how I'm gonna do what I'm telling you I'm gonna do? If you ain't doing that, you sitting back to my, yeah, God gonna do it, child. He gonna do it. Yes. And all this, and I don't care how much you praise. God gonna do it. Yes, he is. I can sit here all day. God gonna pay this rent. Yes, he is. But I ain't getting out here doing nothing to get the money to come and help pay the rent. Ain't that gonna happen? God has given us resources to get money to pay these good people this money, to pay this mortgage, to pay this rent, to pay them car notes, pay them cell phone bill, pay the kids tuition, all that kind of stuff. God has already given you the resources to be able to do that. You have gifts, you have a purpose, you got talents, you got qualities, gifts, qualities, and you all that stuff. I was going somewhere with that, but it kind of went somewhere else. But y'all get what I'm saying. We ain't gonna put that out either. We gonna keep that, another blooper. But you, but you out here, come on, serve, baby, serve the world what you got. Get out here and get to serving, and get out here and get to manifesting, get out here and get to putting in the work, doing what you love to do. Work is not work unless you hate doing it. If you hate doing it, don't want to do it, then it's work. But get out here and put in the work. It may take some time. I'm not saying what God is telling you and calling you to do going to be overnight. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not saying that. It may take you to get to 100 before you actually get there. It may be so big, baby, it's taking some time. I mean, your baby may be so big. If you were like me, I was 12 pounds, 7.5 ounces, or 13 pounds. 12 or 13 pounds, 7. No joke. I think I was 12 pounds, 7.5 ounces. No joke. My mama can vouch. I was big, so it took my mama some pushing. Some of us, our purpose and what God has, our assignment, is so big until you can't just, and there it is. You're going to have to get out here. You may have to do a little bit more because it's so big. It may require you to do a little bit more. But it won't be like work. It won't be hard because it's from God. You're going to have to put in the work, but it won't be like, man, I don't want to do this. I don't feel like doing it. Now, I ain't saying you won't get discouraged, but that's why I come in at your encouragement specialist. So y'all can go ahead and book me, pull up on me, come through, and I'll come through for you, and we can get this thing going. So I'm not saying you won't feel discouraged. I'm not saying the enemy won't come, because when you on track with what God calling you to do, here come the enemy right behind you. He come to steal, kill, and destroy. He come to get you away from the things God is telling you can get to. He want to have you thinking you can't get to it, so you won't do it. So he chilling in. But trust me, just keep going with it. Keep pursuing it day by day. Do more and more, little by little. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to take on everything at once. You don't have to go and do this and do that, do that. You can do so much at a time, but make sure you are doing stuff. Make sure you're coming through for you. Make sure you pulling up for you. I'm going to put that on shirts too. Come through for you. I had, show up for you, but I see a lot of other people are beginning to do show up for you. So it really doesn't matter if they're doing, but I'm just saying, I figure, hey, I'm going to come through though. Let them show up and I'm going to come through. They showed up, but baby, I came through. That means I ain't come to stay, but I just came to come through real quick. I just came to come through. Let everybody else be showing up then. Let them show up, but baby, you come through. You come through, you're like, hey, I ain't come to stay. I just came to come through real quick. Because I'm on my way to where God got me going. I'm on my way to my destination. I'm on my way to what God has for me. I'm on my way to my millionaire. To my $1 million status, my $1 billion status. I'm on my way to my new house. I'm on my way to my land, my property, my business, my marriage, my good health, my prosperity, my family being, everybody in my family being saved. I just came through. I came through on my way to where God has got me going to. Come through. Pull up on them. Pull up and come through. But doing your coming up and your pulling up, make sure the first person you pulling up for and coming through for is you. Because you can't pull up and show up right for nobody else until you can do it good for you and take care of you. You ain't no good for nobody else until you some good to yourself. When you good to yourself, you can be good for somebody else, because then you know who you are. You done showed up, you done came through, girl. You out here, we got to show up and come through, dang. We out here pulling up and coming through. Tell them I'm here pulling up and coming through. I'm pulling up and coming through. I'm pulling up and coming through. Hey, okay, y'all got to pull up and come through. God said pull up and come through. God done placed it in here. All you got to do is pull up. Pull up on you. Pull up the word. Pull the word up on you. Pull faith up on you. Come through, faith. Speak that over yourself. Pull up on me, God. Come through for me, God. But doing his coming through and pulling up, God is right there waiting to pull up and come through on you. But you got to open your arms and say, God, I'm pulling up too. I'm coming through too. I'm faithing my way through. I'm pulling up with faith. This is my encouragement for you today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's see if I can get this working. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to put it right there because I'm getting better with this. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when your girl, the encouragement specialist, drop the videos, okay? All right, we're going to get to that outro. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one. I may also include a little outfit of the day clip here. If I don't, I'll just do a separate video. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Pull up.